Hey guys, and welcome back to the J2 channel. And this is your match review of Wales 0, Iran 2. Wow. Do you remember my theory yesterday? If any of you watched my previous videos yesterday, in one of my match reviews, I tried to explain why maybe some of these games have been 0-0s, why maybe some of these teams have been underwhelming. And I said maybe it's due to the fact that this World Cup has come fast. I think to them, because normally, like I said, when the World Cup comes about, the season ends about 2 weeks beforehand. So you get that much time to maybe, just get your work done in the training ground, build the chemistry, have a couple friendly games as well, a couple maybe behind the scenes, like training matches and stuff behind closed doors, games and stuff like that, just to warm up for the World Cup and just to get team chemistry, team flowing, just going. And another thing was you don't want to really lose your game. You don't really want to lose your first game in the World Cup. And I think today showed that because Wales and Iran couldn't afford to lose today. For their World Cup host, they couldn't afford to lose today. So I was like, from yesterday, hopefully now, seeing as we're heading into round 2 of fixtures now in this World Cup, games are going to start to get better. Games are going to start to get a little bit more entertaining. Teams are going to start taking a little bit more risk. And today, I think, showed that, especially in the second half. The first half, I think lack of quality. And to be honest, there was a lack of quality throughout the whole game. Even though Iran won 2-0, there was a lack of quality throughout their whole game. They should have cooked Wales today. I'll get to the second half very, very shortly. But when it comes to the first half, like, at the end of the day, Wales were playing a 3-5-2. They were trying to control the game. And even though they played such a defensive system, Iran, on the counter-attack at times, would just flipping score. Flipping score. No, they wouldn't score. They'd like cut through them. Like, for some reason today, Harry Wilson didn't want to defend. Aaron Ramsey today, him and Gareth Bale, them man are finished, innit? Get out of it. Get out of it. I don't want to see those two in another competition again, bruv. Get out of here, Wales, innit? Those two, get out of here. If anything, they're probably holding that team back, bro. I can't lie. That team is an old team, They need to rejuvenate. They need to move forward. They need to go into a new transitional period. And I think today showed it with that second half, especially. When you look at the first half, they tried to control the game. They just lacked a lot of quality up front, man. And looking at the way they performed today, USA will be very disappointed that they didn't beat Wales. That could come back to bite them because Iran, for me, are literally a better side than Wales, even though they lost 6-2 to England. And I can't lie, I think that 6-2 was bad on Iran because I think it made people change their mind about them in terms of how they viewed them because they're not the greatest side, but they're not an awful side. They're not an awful side. I just think on that day where they lost to England, England were just world class that day. England were just very, very good. Like they were really, really good, England, that day. And I think it wasn't a representation of how bad Iran are. I think today showed that Iran are actually a decent side that can cause trouble in this group. And they showed it today. That second half, my goodness me, fam. I don't know what Wales were playing at, bro. Yeah? At one stage, they had brought on Brendan Johnson and Dan James. And they literally had 5 players attacking and about 5 players defending. But those 5 players that were attacking refused to track back. Ramsey was one of them. That guy could not track back for shit, bro. Gareth Bale, useless today. Useless. Lost the ball multiple times that second half. Same with Kiefer Moore. And every time they did, they wouldn't even try to win the ball back or track back because they couldn't. They don't have the legs anymore. They're old. Kiefer Moore's a big lump striker, 6'5". So he's not going to defend. Gareth Bale's not going to defend. He's the main man. Aaron Ramsey can't run. Dan James ain't going to defend for some reason. He didn't track back at all, considering he just came on, so you'd expect him to have bags of energy. And same with Johnson on the other side. It was really weird from those two when they came on. They were supposed to bring life into Wales' attack. And you could see by those substitutions, I think Roberts went off and Wilson went off. So, they went more attacking. And that second half just showed you that in these second round of games, that's going to happen a lot, guys. These teams are going to start going for it. These teams are going to get more tense. They're going to get just more feisty, more fiery. And you saw it in the second half, man. Iran, my goodness me, fam. Even before the red card happened, they should have scored. Yeah? The amount of times they were exposing Wales, or Wales left themselves exposed. At some point, they just had Davis, Rondon, the other centre back, I forgot who his name was, and Ampadu defending as well, alongside I think Nico Williams, and they just kept getting cooked. Iran would make the wrong decision. They'd rush into things. They wouldn't think. They wouldn't just use their heads for once. They'd just think, oh, we need to score. We need to score. We need to score. Like, if you saw the game, guys, you could quite clearly see Iran probably should have calmed down a little bit, because Wales, most half their players were not tracking back, and the other half were struggling to defend. You could quite clearly see Ethan Ampadu in the middle of the park struggled badly today. He struggled today. He really, really struggled today. He tried his best, considering Ramsey and Wilson didn't want to defend, and then after the substitutes came on, Wales got exposed even more. Yeah, I think Ampadu showed signs today why he doesn't quite play for Chelsea right now, because he was playing in the DM role, and at times when Wales lost the ball, he was getting way too excited by going forward to try and get the ball. He was attracted to the ball. At times he was ball watching and not, trying to mark a man or, get in the right position. And you quite clearly saw it in that second half. So, yeah, first half, look, it was edgy. Iran went on a couple counter attacks and exposed Wales's midfield, considering they were playing a 3-5-2, but they never really took advantage. Iran, they didn't have many chances in the first half, but they looked more like scoring than Wales did, despite Wales having more of the ball in that first half. Then in the second half, it was all Iran. It was actually all Iran. Wales tried to control the game again, but they weren't doing anything up front. Iran were defending really well, really solid. They kept going on multiple transitions that Iran had, and they just wouldn't take advantage. They'd always make the wrong decision, the wrong pass, shooting at the wrong time. You should have crossed it. Why are you shooting? Like, it was just too eager from them today. But you know what? The red card happened. That red card happened. Obviously, ball goes in behind. Taremi gets there just before Wayne Hennessy does. And obviously, he takes him out. And I could not believe when I saw the yellow card come out. I couldn't believe it. When I saw the yellow card come out, I couldn't believe it. I could understand why those Iran players were absolutely fuming, why they were swarming the ref. The ref bottled it. Yeah? The ref absolutely bottled it. You don't need VAR for that. That should have been a straight red card. See you later. And people complain about VAR in the game. Oh, no VAR. No, we don't want VAR anymore. Imagine if he gave a yellow. Imagine if there was no VAR today. Wales would still have 11 men on the pitch, and they probably still would have had a chance to win this game. Do you get what I'm saying? They still would have had a chance because they would have had 11 men. But with 10 men, yeah, it just got worse for them. Once again, Iran just kept going with the same thing, too eager, making the wrong decisions until obviously they go on one of their little attacks, they put a couple crosses in, they try shoot from distance, it doesn't work, and then it goes out to what's his name? I forgot his name. Give me a second. I'm gonna try get his name. So yeah, the ball goes out to Cheshmi, I think that's his name, number 15, Cheshmi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If there's anybody that knows how to pronounce his name, just tell me in the comments down below. I may have butchered it. I'm not quite sure. But Cheshmi, number 15, I'll just call him for now. Obviously, he has tons of space. He shoots. Bottom corner. It was outside the box. Pretty sure he took a touch to set himself up pretty well. And yeah, it looked like that was literally the type of goal they needed to make sure, they get the 3 points, because they were just trying to walk the ball into the net. If you saw Iran that second half, they literally just tried to walk the ball into the net for the most part, and it just wasn't working for them. They just needed a wonder strike, and they were taking multiple strikes from all kinds of areas and all kinds of positions of the field. And yeah, they just got one right. Cheshmi, 15, just outside the D. He hits it sweetly, goes to the bottom corner. Danny Ward, possibly the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League, just gets a hand to it, and he puts it in the back of the net. I know I talked about it already, but I'm still gobsmacked that that ref did not give Wayne Hennessy a red card in that moment. Like, seriously, guys, you may complain about VAR, yeah, but if VAR wasn't in today, Wales would have still had 11 men on the pitch in it. That's all I'm saying in it. But yeah, like I said, Cheshmi gets to go in like the 98th minute or something like that, and yeah, scenes, and obviously they go on the counter-attack once again because Wales at this point have to push. They have to get a goal if they want any hope of qualifying from this group, which, let's be honest, from the second they got that red card and from the way the game was going anyway, pre-red card, they were getting cooked. There was no chance they were going through in this group. That's why I sometimes wonder, how did the USA just not do more in the first half when they were on top? Do you get what I'm saying? That's what happens when you give them a chance to get back into the game. Do you understand? So yeah, they obviously get that second goal of Razanyan. I'm pretty sure that's his name, the right back, who actually had a good game today for Iran and probably one of the best players for them. So fair play to him. But yeah, Razanyan for a right back, that was a really good finish. I thought he bottled it at some stage though, when he took a poor touch. But you know what? He got there just before the goalkeeper and he chipped him nicely. Nice, cool finish. See you later, Wales. You're out. And Wales have got England next. Wales have got England next. England are going to cook them. And depending on this result, I was wondering, what was the tone going to be for USA England? You know, I was thinking to myself, okay, now that Iran have won, for the USA tonight, they have Iran next after England. It's one of those ones where they can't lose tonight. I think even regardless of the result, the USA just can't lose tonight. But the result of this game would have maybe, if it was a different result, it probably would have changed my mind on whether England have to actually win the game, like actually have to, or whether, like, you know, they can afford to draw. They can probably afford to draw, but they have to beat Iran in the last game. So if I was England tonight, if I was Iran tonight, I'm thinking to myself, okay, sorry, Iran. If I'm USA, I'm thinking, okay, Iran won. Wales are pretty much out, let's be honest, because they're not going to beat England in the next game. Just don't lose. If they can get the draw USA tonight, then it will mean it'll be 2 points. They'll be on. Wales will be on 1, Iran will be on 3, and England will be on 4, let's say. Now, technically, a result, if they lost USA, it's a sticky one. Because all Iran have to do is just sit back. A point is enough. A point is enough. If they get a point, they win. They go through in second place. That's why I'm saying USA can't lose tonight. Because if USA win tonight, then that game against Iran have to come out and play. If USA lose tonight, then all Iran have to do is just get a point. They just sit back, counter-attack. And if they draw, then Iran would probably just sit back again because they'd need a point, right? So in one way, I'm like, it's a must-win for the USA because you don't want Iran. You don't want to go into that Iran game knowing you have to win. And on top of that, Iran are going to sit back and be frustrated. These men are probably going to play a 5 at the back or something. A 5-4-1 or something like that. I think they played that against England. Who knows? So we'll see what happens in that game. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications, follow my social media down below. But yeah, that's the start of the round 2 of fixtures, baby. Obviously, we got Senegal, Qatar next. Both teams that need to win. So I'm guessing that game's going to be a good one, although I can see Senegal cooking that team, to be honest. And then obviously after that, we have Netherlands versus Ecuador, and then we have England versus the USA to end today. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. More reviews are coming, and yeah, what a game of football, guys. Peace.